welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. I previously had a similar kind of video. What's next? After the Chevalier announcement and the imminent Zabarnyi announcement, because he's supposed to have his medical soon, we're looking at what potential transfers will Paris Saint Germain make until the end of the season, or of the summer transfer window. There is 20 days left, and this report just dropped. PSG is set to shift their focus on completing departures after finalizing the arrivals of Lucas Chevalier and Zabarnyi. This is mostly players that were out on loan this season, like Randal Colomani, Renato Sanchez, Carlos Soler, Nordi Mukiele, Marco Asensio. So Campos still has a lot of work to do, as they have completed their priority signing for this window. So the priority signings for this window was Chevalier and Ilya Zabarnyi. However, Luis Campos remains attentive to the market in case some players were to leave the club. What this basically means is, because this is the new strategy that has started ever since Luis Enrique and Luis Campos come into the club, which is, let's lie. That's basically what it is. Instead of saying, this is what we want, no, we're going to say, we've done what we want, everything else is extra, which is a complete lie. We obviously know we need to strengthen the squad. We need to strengthen the depth in this team. And this board, this management just doesn't want to put that pressure on themselves, because then it will be seen as a failure. If the truth comes out here that PSG are looking to add 2 to 3 players to the team, yes, then at the end of the window, it would look like a failure. But instead they say, oh, Luis Campos remains attentive. You know, just these work words and everything. But what this means is, yes, the door is open. This was clearly logical before. You know, some people before like, oh, we got Chevalier and Zabarnyi. That's all we wanted. Well, why did we go after Franco Mastantuono? And we were so close before he chose to go to Madrid. It's all about the price tag. Mastantuono we wanted because he was going to be for around 45 to 50 million. Why do we not want Akhliosh? Because we think 70 million for Akhliosh is too expensive. Why don't we want Rodrigo Mora? Because we believe his 70 million release clause is too much. So the issue isn't we don't want players. It's just that we want players on our own terms, which is a bit fugazi. But now let's take a look at the team. This is the Paris Saint Germain starting 11. Chevalier in goal, Marquinhos, Pacho, Nuno, Hakimi, Neves, Ruiz, Vitinha, Khvicha, Dembele, Doué. When it comes to the starting 11, I'm not looking at any upgrades. The only one potentially, obviously, is potentially Marquinhos, but we already got Zabarnyi in, so I'm very calm about that. But now let's go into the backup 11, because here is where the question marks come up. For the goalkeeping spot, we still have Gianluigi Donnarumma, Matviev Safanov, and Arnaud Tenas. Arnaud Tenas actually linked away finally from the club. The best for him and the best for this club, obviously. Not best for the club. I mean, it's not like he takes some insane wage at Paris Saint Germain or something. But it would just be nice for him, because I know that Arnaud Tenas is a talented keeper, and what's the point in rotting on the bench and in the reserves at Paris Saint Germain? But we have Matviev Safanov, we still have Gianluigi Donnarumma, who is set to leave the club. He will obviously be one of the departures Paris Saint Germain will be focusing on. But we have Safanov. Very happy with him as a backup goalkeeper. He was obviously huge for us in the Coupe de France, starting in every Coupe de France game, including the final, including having that penalty shootout, masterclass versus Arcelon. So, going to the centre-back positions, we have Zabarnyi, really strong, really happy with that. And then when it comes to the left centre-back position, we have Beraldo and we have Lucas Hernandez. Kimpembe, I mean, I don't count him. He's part of the management. He's not part of the players. And I don't know. Lucas Hernandez, Beraldo, the two Lucas brothers, it's different stuff. Lucas Hernandez, it's more his first season at Paris Saint Germain, exceptional. Then obviously you got the ACL versus Dortmund, came back last season, looked cooked, looked washed. But I hope after a preseason, after a summer, after everything, he even got some extra summer holidays, both him and Pacho, because of the red card he received versus FC Bayern. And Lucas Beraldo, I thought last season was the season where he was going to take that step. He was going to elevate his game. He was going to give more confidence to us Paris Saint Germain fans. You know, he gave us good games, but he also gave us Beraldo games where we're like, it's still Beraldo. So I guess I'm calm. I'm calm with the left centre-back position. So we have 2 players that will compete for that spot who are good-ish enough. So I'm calm about the left centre-back spot. Now we move to the full-back spot. We absolutely do not have a backup right-back, especially because Mukiele is just going to leave the club, because Luis Enrique does not rate him. But the reports that recently came out is that Warren will play right back, João Neves will play right back, and we've even seen Sini Mayulu play right back. Obviously, Achraf Hakimi will go away from AFCON as well in December and in the beginning of the January. So we're going to miss Hakimi for over a month. And then it's just going to be Warren, Neves, and Mayulu. That's the reports coming out of the club, which I don't think we should do. Why don't we just get a backup right back? I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. So I would just get a backup right back. Easy. Backup left back, I mean, it's a bit more complicated because we have Beraldo and Lucas Hernandez, who Luis Enrique has played in that position, especially because we are a 4 at the back that moves into a 3 at the back with the left back tucking in with the 2 center backs. So he's more of a third center back or a left center back in a 3 at the back. So I guess for the left back spot, I'm calm as well. Moving into the midfield, these are the backups that we have. Warren Zaire-Emery, who once again could not live up to, you know, the hype that he was living up to in the beginning of his Luis Enrique Paris Saint Germain career. We have Senimayolo, who is set to have an even bigger role next season, which I'm very glad with. Senimayolo had a very good season last season. When you look at the small amount of minutes he got and so on, he was still impactful in Ligue 1 and even coming on in the Champions League, scoring versus Brest and Inter Milan in the final, and even scored versus Atletico Madrid, if I'm correct, in the Club World Cup. So Senimayolo, very happy with him. Warren Zaire-Emery, if he can get back to just 70% of his best game, I'm very happy having Warren Zaire-Emery competing with João Neves. Obviously, for the number 10 position, the position that Mayulu is playing, / the offensive 8, the most offensive of the 3 midfielders, Desiree Doué can play in that position too. We've seen reports about Luis Enrique potentially playing Desiree Doué a bit deeper. That could potentially happen. But when it comes to Vitinha, I don't think we have a backup to him. I've seen other players play in that position, Fabian Ruiz, João Neves, Warren, Mayulu. It's not the same because they are not that profile. None of them, all of them, majority of them are 8 and offensive 8, like profiles. None of them is a deep playing midfielder like Vitinha. And even Vitinha can play higher up, which would give even better competition for the other 2 positions. So I would actually get someone to play that position. I mentioned Carlos Baleba, someone that PSG is interested in. The issue with Baleba, price tag, Brighton won like 120 million more than they got for Caicedo. So it's going to be a bit hard, but at the moment we're looking at a right back, a Vitinha backup, and now moving up to the attack. Brady Barcola, very happy with. Gonçalo Ramos and Kangin Lee, I think it's time to go. Both of them have been here 2 years and, have given enough opportunities by Luis Enrique. Just not good enough. We can get a good price tag for both, making a huge profit on Kangin Lee and, accepting a little bit of a defeat in the Gonçalo Ramos price tag. But I would move on from them, and I have my names, which I've had the entire summer, which Paris Saint Germain also wants. Rodrigo Mora and Magnus Achlios from Porto and Monaco, respectively. And the thing about those 2 players is that they'll come in perfectly. I think athletically, physically, technically, just how they are as profiles, they suit the playstyle of Paris Saint Germain much more than Gonçalo Ramos and Kangin Lee. Like, imagine adding that attacking talent. And look, I'm very happy with the squad we have. I can still be very confident going into the UCL next season. But I'm just saying what the club wants. The club wants to move on from Kangin Lee and Gonçalo. The issue is they want to make up as much money for Gonçalo. And Kangin Lee, they want to sell him for a very great price. That's even what the report mentioned. The report mentioned Luis Enrique, Kangin Lee wants to leave. Luis Enrique, though, wants to keep him, but will be okay if a huge price tag comes in for him. That's what we've become, a business. So Kangin Lee, if we get a huge price tag, then we can sign Achlios. Gonçalo, if we get a huge price tag, we sell, and then we get Rodrigo Mora. I don't know why we're doing that. We can just sell Kangin Lee for 5-10 million less than win this huge price tag and get in Magnus Achlios and Rodrigo Mora, which would complete and perfect the squad. I don't know why the club doesn't want to do that. But apart from that, as I mentioned, the starting 11, really happy with. I'm not looking into strengthening in it. Obviously, Luis Enrique could potentially adapt the formation or the style. Maybe he plays someone else instead of Dembele false 9. Maybe he plays Doué in midfield, as I mentioned before. So there's still some question marks exactly how we're going to line up next season. But as I said, I'm going very happy. I think the squad is at like 9.5. It's just, I'm always looking for the perfect. And when Paris Saint Germain, the club, agrees with me, that's when I get annoyed that we're not doing it. Backup right back, I've accepted. I don't know. They think Hakimi is a machine. Hakimi is a machine. He can play the entire season. I just don't like when Neves plays as a right back, I'm a bit calm. Why? Because João Neves is a great player, both in midfield and as a right back. Warren, though, he's struggling to come back to his best form, and we're playing him out of position where he clearly is not confident. He's not confident in the midfield. How do you think he's going to be confident as a right back? So there's no question marks about that. Midfield, it's clear. I don't know why we haven't even been linked to any kind of midfielder. And then up in the attack, as I mentioned, Rodrigo Mora, Magnus Achliush would perfect this team. But you guys, let me know in the comments down below, what signings do you guys want now that Chevalier has left the club and no, now that Chevalier has been signed and Ilya Zabarnyi has been signed. That's been it from boy PSG. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, and as usual, allez, allez, les paris.